Hi guys, so I finished reading Twisted Games and I've heard it's the best book of the series, right? And I agree. I mean, I haven't read the next two, but so far I like it more than the Twisted Love. And you know what I like even more? I didn't know that before reading the second book, that like the characters from the first book, that Alex and like all those friends, that Bridge is actually Ava's friends. Like only when I started reading, I'm really bad with names. So when I started reading and there was like Bridge and Ava, and I'm like, wait a second, I read those names. Like I know that Ava's boyfriend is Alex, and then like what happened? And I'm like, oh my god, that's from the previous book. So like the things, they're not connected to each other, like not really, but at the end of the Twisted Love, it was like this thing about Bridge brother saying that he doesn't want to be your king, a prince anymore, and he's like giving this away to Bridge, and I'm like, okay. And then I started reading this book and I'm like, oh, so they connected. And at the end of this book, I forgot it was here at the end of this book, there is nothing about like what's gonna happen in the next book, but we'll see. So let's talk about the book itself. This is love. Like now I look at guys in uniform differently, like way differently, and like all those bodyguards and like drivers, oh my god, I feel like I want to have one. I think it's cool. Like the only thing that is like really important for men is like to protect you from me. Yeah, you know, for him to protect me and like to care about me and to like be obsessed with me, you know. And this is what it's really about. So he's like, he never loved anybody. He has mommy issues and daddy issues. I mean, he has issues in general. And yeah, he saw a lot in his life. He has really a lot of traumas from everything, like everything. And the fact that he like opens up to her at some moment and like let her take care of him, like let her help him, was really like, wow, that takes a lot of power and energy to just like to tell somebody and like let somebody handle it for you, which is cool. Like just to tell somebody takes a lot of courage, you know. And also the fact like how he's trying to give himself from her, but the way he was so jealous for her, I'm like, yes, that's my boy. Because like if he would just give up, I mean, there wouldn't be even a book about him just giving up. But I was like, did he give up when he left? But also I like the way that it's like from two points of view, like from her point of view and his point of view, which is really cool about this series. Because I read some books and they were like only from her point of view, and I'm like, but what is he thinking about? Like what's going on in his head? Why is he making such decisions? Like why is he doing that? And yeah, it made me wonder more, but I like when it's from both points of view, you know, like you can see the conflict and in general and make your decision. Yeah. And then all those twists in the trope, like his father is actually one of those guys, and like her cousin is actually his brother, and I'm like, oh my god, what's going on? Because like, you know, always the last like 25 page of the book is the craziest. Like in the Twisted Love, she got kidnapped and like he killed his uncle, and like all of that stuff starts going on, and she left and he was like, okay, whatever, go away, like I don't care about you anymore. And then her friend came to Alex and said like, hey, go get her back, like, how could you do that to her, like, I know you still love her, like, all this stuff, and he's coming to, like, you know, last 50 page is always the craziest, and here, last 50 page, of course, they are also the craziest, like, he figured out he had a brother, and, like, they started doing all that stuff, and, like, voting for, and she did the thing, for him to become her husband. I mean, that's cute. I mean, she went against all the rules that were ever made in that country since, like, the beginning of this country, and she changed it just for him, you know. And the fact that when they were choosing, like, the place where to go with her new fake husband, and they proposed her to go to, like, Costa Rica, and she was like, no, Costa Rica stay, like, for me and him, like, I'm not going to Costa Rica. And when he brought her to Costa Rica, was also always like, oh my god, like, he actually did everything from her list. He just, like, fulfilled her dream, which was really cool. And after that, I was like, oh my god, what do I have in my list? So I go and make my own lists in case somebody like him would come to me and say, like, hey, what's your list? Like, what do you want to do? And I will be like, actually, I have one. So yeah, if you didn't do your list, go do one. Like, you never know what's gonna happen in your life, you know? And when you have lists, it's easier for you to know what you want. Just like a little advice. But yeah, this book is just, it set my standards higher. Like, the fact that he's like, and his drawing talent, it's another thing. Drawing talent, like, okay, he went to war, he has a lot of traumas, he's like, he's strong. Okay, let's start with that. He's tall. His eyes. Oh my god, eyes and hair. Okay, I haven't seen him in real life, but just reading about him, I know he's not real, which is really sad. But what can we do about that? But his drawing talent, like, he drew her, and I was like, oh my god, I want somebody to draw me. Like, it just, the way to show somebody how you see them, and I think it's so cute, because, like, sometimes it's words are not enough to tell somebody how you see the person, and I know that it's way from books, I know that the way I see myself, it's not the way somebody else sees me. Like, for example, I really, when I look in the mirror, I look at my, I don't know, face, or maybe my shoulders, or like what I did with my lips, and somebody really pay attention not to that, or like they pay attention to my hair, which I don't really do. So it's always so cute to read in the books when they say, I wish you would see yourself the way I see you, or they show them like how they see her, and I'm like, oh my god, yes. So for now, I mean, it's also comparing to Twisted Love, the spy scenes, I can't say they're better, and I can't say they're worse. They're just there. I just tried to remember all of them. It was quite a bit there, you know, here and there, and just, they played with each other more than actually, but yeah, I mean, they're good. Like, wait, I don't want to talk about that. Okay, let's leave them for you to judge where they're good or not. But yeah, I haven't read the next two. I will, and I'll definitely share my emotions and feelings with you. But for now, yeah, I like it, and I agree that it's probably the best from this series. So order one on Amazon if you haven't yet. Read it, or just tell me what you think about it if you have read it. what's your favorite moment from that book? Because mine is all book, probably. Or, okay, mine is favorite Costa Rica, and when he drew her, it just like, it gets to me. I'm like, oh my god, I want somebody to draw me. And how he fulfilled her list of wishes. So yeah, just tell me what's your favorite moment, and we'll go with that. So don't forget to follow me for more and to see my reaction on next two books. And yeah, bye bye, see you.